Hey there guys, what's going on? So what's happening on Restoration Revival? All sorts of stuff. So playing with the 240Z today. It's I'll show you what I have done. Not sure whether you've seen this yet. I think you have, but I'll show you again. I'm not sure if you've seen the carbies. The carbies are all cleaned up and on. I was going fuel injection, but my plans have changed. I'm just keeping it with the carbies. I've cleaned up the brake booster. It's just sitting there at the moment. I'm going to paint that the same colour as the rocker cover, I do believe. So, engine sitting in there. It's waiting for the oil pump and distributor to go in before it's ready to fire up. It also needs oil in it. Can't forget that. Yeah, I'll be working on the underside of the car so I don't have to do it anymore. What have I done? I've put the diff in. Yeah, handbrake cable, fuel lines, brake lines. Working on the fuel tank at the moment, which is back here. I've got to clean it all up and paint it yet, but I thought I had a set of straps, fuel tank straps, but I cannot find them anywhere. I found one, but it's not the ones that I thought I had. I got this one here. Got to clean it up. The bolt was missing, so I made one. And the other one was missing also, like the full strap. So I'm in the process of making one of them at the moment. You see, I've got the end there done that goes in, and I've got this part here which is going to weld to the other end, but I'm not sure of the length yet, so I've got to get the fuel tank in there for a dry fit so I can get the right length for that strap. Yeah, fun and games. So yeah, 240Z. I've been humming and hawing over the sorry, I'll get the light the other side of me. I've been humming and hawing over, I'm going to sell it. I didn't want to, but the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. It's been my life, this car, for the last 10 years, 8 years, 9 years, somewhere around there. And come to the point in my life where bigger things need to happen, and for those to happen, the 240's got to go. So anyway, I'm going to finish it first. So if anyone's keen, once it's done, it is definitely for sale, because yeah, as I said, I've got bigger plans, which is gonna outweigh keeping it in the long run. So yeah, right, that's the 240Z. Still got to get an interior. I've got seats, they're rough as dogs, but yeah, got to get the dash done. I need a complete interior basically. So yeah, tail lights are in. That's not the actual number plate, that's just sitting on there for dress purposes. These parts here, just sitting in there because I'm going to get brand new ones. But she's looking good. She's not sitting real low at the moment, even though I've cut a full coil out of the stock springs. Naughty me, shouldn't do that. That's just until I get proper springs. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh, lost my train of thought. Anyway, it's looking good. It needs to sit a bit lower though. Bikes. I love my bikes right now. Went for the first decent ride on the VF750 here yesterday, because I've been waiting for parts from America. Because apparently these stators are hard to get. But then I found that some aftermarket ones that may work, even though I've already received the ones from America. Do I have the keys on me? No, I don't. I'll go get the keys. Just one moment. Yeah, so anyway, I've got keys now. Yeah, as I said, I was waiting for new coil things. These things, coil pickups. These are the old ones here. One of them was a faulty. Used to cut out when the motor heated up, and it had only run on 2 cylinders. Put them in now, so I've had a chance to take it for a good, decent ride yesterday. I went for about a 150 kilometre ride, and I think that's, what's that, that's almost 100 miles, I think, roughly. Yeah, so yeah, no problems with that now, but I did find a few other issues with the bike while I was on the ride, seeing I could take it for a little bit longer ride. Which one was the brakes, but I've bled them up now. Front brakes are feeling better. I haven't ridden it since I've bled them up though, so the other one was the foot peg here needed adjustment on the adjustment rod here. It just needed to be pushed down a little bit because I had to bend my foot up too much to change up gears. Now, what was the other one? I only found the other one last night when I was working on it out in the shed here, because it being up on the center stand, I can turn the back wheel, but it's dragging on the brake a little bit, so I'm going to have to order a rebuild kit for the caliper. What happens is the seals on the pistons in the caliper, they go hard and then they won't let the caliper contract properly. So I've got to pull those apart, clean them right up, put new seals in them, and that should all be good, because I had to do exactly the same thing on the front of the CX brakes. They were also dragging. Much worse when they drag on the front. So the VF's doing good. Oh, I was going to start it, wasn't I? Cold start. We'll see how it goes with no choke first. God damn, it sounds good. It's a little bit loud though. I'm going to quieten it down just a tad. I don't like being the obnoxious rider. So now this is all sorted out, except for the brake caliper. I'm going to turn my attention to the CX, and it's going to start getting stripped down, ready for its cafe racer build. First thing I'm going to do is strip the back end off and build a tailpiece. So I'm going to have to sort out my pipe bender here so I can bend up a rear hoop. And yeah, I'm going to change all the front end as well. So the CX build is almost underway. I've already got some parts for it. Some parts I bought but I'm not going to use because I've changed my mind a little bit on design. But yeah, seat's off soon, and it'll never be the same again. I'm going to get rid of this little cow fairing here. Don't really like it, so I'm going to go back a little bit more stripped back and bare. If I was going to go off fairing, I'd do the full curve around cafe racer style fairing, but for now that might happen, I don't know. But yeah, I might, don't know what I'm doing for tank, whether I'm going to keep this one or I might mess around with fabricating one. Might do both. Might be able to change it up a bit here and there. You know, it wouldn't be hard to do 2 sets and like two tail pieces and 2 tanks, and then I could change the look of the bike whenever I wanted, just by changing tank and tailpiece. Anyhow, I was going to take you for a ride with my chin strap on my helmet, not with the GoPro, but as soon as I walked outside it started raining So that happened to me yesterday when I went for a ride too. It was nice and clear and sunny, and as soon as I got 10 kilometres out from town, the black clouds came over and it pissed down on me. So yeah, what are we doing here? We got the XM Coupe I've been working on for the last 2 weeks. Was in just for engine bay paint and fixing the floor rust. Now I've done the floor rust. Excuse the mess. But then when I pulled the front guards off to take it down to get sandblasted in the engine bay, I found all this rust in the cowl. So the wiper cowl had to come off. I put some photos up of what this actually looked like. The corners on both sides were completely shot, and inside the cowl it was all rusted out. So that's why his floor pans rusted out, because every time it rained his floor would have become a foot spa. So because he has no garage to house this, it had to be fixed. Otherwise every time it rained he would have wet carpet. So yeah, this is almost done. I just got to finish welding in all the plug welds. Had to refabricate all that, but and then I've got to book it in, get engine bay sandblasted, and then it's time to paint what we need to paint on it. All right, let's go up the other shed and see what's going on with the other two cars up there. Plans is in the next 5 years or so, I want to do a trip up to Cape York. So I'm going to be setting up the Pui, canopy and rooftop tent and shit, all the battery setups and what you got to do that sort of shit. And if all that goes well, might do a trip around Australia in the next 10 years or so before I get too old. So a lot of work's going to be done on the old Pui soon. Rightio, just got to turn the lights on. I'm going to turn both sets of lights on. So we haven't done much on the Corona because yeah, other stuff's been happening, but I found some rust down inside the dog leg, not dog leg, front box section there of the seal panel. So we're going to get back onto that very, very soon. But we need to get these other two cars out first. So I've been doing a dry fit on the front end. It's not all bolted up at the moment, they're all hanging up. Got all the front bar, rear bar, I'll put some photos up, and so you can see what I mean. But I've also got, yeah, tail lights are just sitting in there at the moment, but also got the roof all in epoxy primer. So that's ready for any filler work that needs to be done, because she is a bit of a rough roof, so just gonna have a little bit of skimmer filler here and there. That's my new station up here. I thought it made sense instead of running backwards and forwards to the other shed and up to here. It's my new prime station for when I put primer on. And yeah, she's a bit messy in here at the moment, but haven't been working up here. Been working down the other shed. So yeah, I've been spending a day a week on this, so I don't know, one day next week we'll start getting into the filler work on the roof and around the rear beaver section, and then it's ready for high fill primer. And that's the final stage before paint. That's getting exciting. It's nearly time to go for the old 1200. 620. The old girl. She's on the trailer because 2 weeks ago I went for a race out Colin Grove. I forgot to take my GoPro. I left it home. So I don't think my race videos do very well anyway. But new new personal best. It was only like half a second quicker with the side draft carby on it. I think it's gained power at the top with the new carby, but it's lost it down low. Doesn't have enough torque to pull itself through some of the sections, but it is a little bit quicker. But I'm going to go out again in a few weeks and see if I can knock my personal best down again. I'm almost into the 44s, which is a lot better. So anyway, it's a horrible, wet, miserable day. It's shit, look at it. If it does happen to clear up, I'm getting wet. If it does happen to clear up, I'll take you for a ride on the bike, but I don't like chances. I really need to push this out of the shed so I can pull the 240Z forward, but I don't want to get it wet. Anyway, I'm going to sign off right now, unless I've got anything else to say later on in the day. That's it, guys. That's my update. That's what's happening on Restoration Revival.